I had it all: a loving wife, 3 beautiful children, and a life filled with happiness. My days were spent working hard to provide for my family, and my nights were filled with laughter and warmth. But everything changed the year my eldest son turned 6. It started with small things. Laura, my wife, became distant. She spent more time on her phone, constantly texting someone. She started dressing differently, wearing makeup even when she wasn't going anywhere special. A nagging suspicion crept into my mind, and I couldn't ignore it. One evening, I left the children with my parents and followed Laura when she left the house. My worst fears were confirmed. She wasn't meeting a friend or running errands; she was with a man named Jason. They didn't even bother going to a hotel. Instead, they hid in the public restrooms of a secluded park like 2 reckless teenagers. The sight of them together made my stomach churn. I later learned that Jason was a broke, unemployed man, living off the sympathy of others. Laura came home that night acting as if nothing had happened. The next morning, I confronted her. At first, she looked anxious, but when I revealed what I had seen, she simply shrugged. Yes, she admitted, her voice cold. That was it. No excuses, no apologies. I proposed a divorce on the spot. Laura barely protested. A part of me wondered if she was already planning to marry Jason. Our argument was heated, but in the end, I stepped back for the sake of our children. A few years passed. I heard through the grapevine that Laura had married Jason and even had a child with him. Meanwhile, I found love again and married a strong, compassionate woman named Evelyn. We wanted children of our own, but despite trying for years, it never happened. Eventually, we decided to get fertility tests. Evelyn's results came back normal. Mine did not. I sat in the doctor's office, numb as he explained the findings. I was infertile. I had been born with a rare condition that made natural conception nearly impossible. Everything around me blurred. If I was infertile, then how did I have 3 children with Laura? The truth hit me like a truck. They weren't mine. I had unknowingly raised another man's children, pouring my love, time, and money into a family built on lies. Still reeling from the shock, I couldn't bring myself to transfer the child support that month. The very next day, Laura called me, irritated. Why haven't you sent the payment? Don't you care about your children? I took a deep breath and spoke the truth. I had a fertility test done, I said. It turns out I've been infertile my entire life. The children aren't mine. Silence. Then, instead of denial or outrage, Laura simply scoffed. That's not my problem anymore, she snapped. We're divorced. It has nothing to do with you. And then she hung up. The next day, I received a call from Jason. Listen, man, you still need to pay. Those kids think of you as their father. It wasn't about the children. He was drowning in debt and needed my money. I had no intention of financing their lives any longer. I hired a lawyer and laid out my conditions. Either I received a full refund of all the child support I had paid, totaling nearly 300 million yen, or Laura relinquished custody to me. Jason panicked. He tried to negotiate, saying, "What kind of parent would sell their kids for money?" But I wasn't the one selling anything, I was the one who had been deceived. Laura, on the other hand, refused to admit the truth. Even when confronted, she kept insisting, "Of course they're yours." But I saw the fear in her eyes. As tensions escalated, Laura's parents reached out to me. They had always disapproved of Jason and had been covering their daughter's expenses, as Jason contributed nothing to their household. The money I had been sending all those years had been used to pay off Jason's debts. Her parents, ashamed and desperate, begged me to take the children. They deserve better, Laura's mother whispered, her voice trembling with guilt. We don't trust Jason to care for them. I couldn't answer right away. My heart ached. I had loved those children as my own, but now I was forced to face a painful truth. Could I still be their father, knowing they were never mine to begin with? Days passed in agonizing contemplation. Just when I was about to decide, Jason called me again. Laura wants a divorce, he blurted out. Can't you talk to her? I almost laughed. This man, who had stolen my wife, my family, and my money, was now begging for help. Your marriage is your problem, I said. I have nothing to do with it. If she leaves me, I'll lose everything, he cried. I need that child support. There it was. The truth laid bare. He didn't care about the kids. He cared about the money. I'm done with this conversation, I told him, hanging up. Laura did end up divorcing Jason, and I heard she was struggling. She had finally realized what she had lost, but it was too late. She vowed to be a better mother, but I knew the damage had already been done. As for me, I had Evelyn. She stood by me through the heartbreak, and together, we forged a new future. I wasn't sure if I would ever fully heal, but I knew one thing for certain: I would never let betrayal define me again. If you enjoyed this story, please like and subscribe. Your support keeps this channel alive. Thank you for watching.